Hey everybody, right, okay, so it's John over here, and this is another one of our Thursday sessions. So today, I've pulled off a copy of my massive action plan. And what this does is it helps you to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be in the easiest possible way. It's broken down into several steps, and what I'm going to do for these next 10 minutes, or just under 10 minutes, is explain how I use it and how you can use it to help you to manage your business better, grow your business better, and ultimately get more things done. So let's jump straight into this. So the first section over here is the action steps. Now, what's the things that I find really well, that works really well rather here, is to document all the things that you want to get done. There is an argument to say that the best way to do is to write a list of the top three priorities that you need to get done, work on them one, don't start number two until number one's done, and follow it through. I think that's a really good idea. The problem with to-do lists is that they don't take into consideration how big certain campaigns or projects are. So what you'll find is that some things are a project, some things are a campaign. And a really good example of that is if your marketing campaign is a action. So if you're saying, my marketing campaign is part of a step that needs to be done, a task that you need to get done. Well, that marketing campaign might have multiple pieces that fit inside it. So you might have to do things like, build or create a lead magnet. That's a task in itself. That's going to take you maybe a couple of hours to do. Then you might think, well, actually, part of that campaign, I need to then create a landing page. So I need somewhere that has a data capture form to be able to convert that visitor to that landing page into a lead. So you need to do a landing page. Then you think, well, once the landing page is built, I need to probably do an email sequence that's going to help to nurture that visitor through a series of different helpful tips and tricks and things that's going to help them. So I need to create an email sequence. So just by saying that one of the things that I can't spell, that one of the things that I need to work on is a marketing campaign. Well, as we can see here, this marketing campaign's already started to build up. It's got 1, 2, 3 different layers inside it. So a lot of the time, we get really frustrated with things like this because we write a list of the things and it's like, oh my God, I didn't get it finished. It's not complete. I keep on moving it from one day to the next, the next. And here's why, when you don't realize that these campaigns are broken down into multiple pieces, these projects, so to speak, you can easily lose track of time. Like a lead magnet, as we've just said, you're probably looking at a lead magnet maybe going to take you 2 hours to do. A landing page might take you an hour to create, maybe even longer. An email sequence might take you 3 hours to create. So already you've got half of your day, over half of your day is gone for something that you're thinking, oh, I can just rattle it off and do. So the reason why using something like the massive action plan really helps is that it helps you to understand, 1, the time it takes to do things, 2, who's responsible for it, and you can give yourself a deadline. So you look at this and you think, right, okay, cool. I need to create a lead magnet. Who's responsible for creating that lead magnet? Is it actually me? Do I have a designer that I can reach out to? A graphic designer? Do I have any people that can help me with this? Do I have people who's better than me at this? Do I need a copywriter to help me to get make sure the message is strong and clear? Do I need some additional support from marketing? If we've got a team of people that already work with us, is there somebody in that team who can do it, who can actually build that lead magnet or can put the structure together? Likewise with the landing page, who's going to do that? Have you got a designer? Have you got a web designer that you can send this work across and say, this is the landing page I want to put together. This is what I want it to do. It's going to be optimized to make sure that it captures the lead. Go and build it. You see, so it's not as simple as you just saying do. It's about breaking things down. And I think that it's very easy to get overwhelmed when you start looking at things like this. You think, well, I ain't got the time to do the things that I'm doing right now. How am I going to build a lead magnet, do a landing page and an email sequence? I'm not going to have the time to do all that kind of stuff. So this is why you really do need to start learning how to delegate. Email sequencing, for you to build and write really effective copy takes time. Now, you do have things like AI and ChatGPT that can massively help. And it's something that I use every single day, not to write it for me, but to assist me with it, to make sure that the grammar's right and the tone's right and it's reaching, the kind of the message is getting delivered in a way that I want it to be delivered. So there's all these things that can help you. Now, what you need to then look at is when's the deadline? Because let me tell you this, like, if you look at the things that you need to get done, everything that's urgent, everything that is absolutely urgent is not your stuff. It's usually always your clients, family, friends, connections. The stuff that's urgent is usually always somebody else's stuff. The thing that's important is usually always your stuff. And you always sacrifice your important stuff. Well, not always, but quite often you'll sacrifice your important stuff to do the urgent stuff because it's got a deadline. And that's the reason it's urgent. So when you're starting to do a task, make sure that you do assign that you want to have it done, for example, by, I don't know, let's just say, what's today's date? Today's the 23rd. Yep, first, fourth. Well, I don't know what it is. The watch didn't load when I turned it up then. So not with the date on anyway. So let's just say, for example, so it's the 23rd. I'm going to give myself until the 25th of this month to get this done. And so now you've got a deadline. And so like, I need to do this. This is what's going to help me to do it. This is the deadline. It's now got some urgency behind it. So it makes sure that I get it actually done. Finally, the next step, well, not finally, but one of the next steps is then to make sure that you have the necessary resources. Have you ever found yourself in a position where you go to get something started, and then because you don't have the things that you need, you have to look for them, search for them, you can't find them. You think, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll put it off for another day. So that happens all the time. Does to me, I'm sure it does to you. So what you need to do is to make sure that you've got all the right resources that you need. So what do you need in order to complete this step, this task, this action? And write it all down. So you might think, well, do you know what? I need to have that blog that I wrote because that's got some data that can really be useful for when I'm actually sharing my lead magnet information. I need to have access to, I don't know, let's say that you are doing it yourself and you're not going to use a designer, but you need to have access to, Canva. So if you've not used Canva for a while, make sure that you can log into it and you don't have to reset your passwords and all these kind of things. And literally just start writing a list of all the things that you need so that when you say, I'm doing this tomorrow at 10 a.m., there's nothing that gets in your way and stops you. But if there is something in your way, plan for it. Plan ahead. Say, right, well, I think that one of the problems that I'm going to have is that I might get some calls. I might be tempted to look at my emails. Different things might get in the way. So I need to go into my calendar. And the way that I'm going to combat that and overcome them so that these potential challenges don't become a challenge is I'm going to block some time out of my calendar, some really protected time so I can really focus and get this stuff done. And that way, nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to leave my phone out of the way, in the office, downstairs, on the table, whatever it may be. You're going to put it somewhere where it's not going to distract you. And you find a way to make sure that all these things are stacked so that when you come to do it, you just get things done. The result, did you complete the task? And as a result of completing this task, did you identify anything else that was interesting, that was new steps, things that you didn't think of, things that can help you for next time? And make a list rather, and then you've got something that you can do the next time around. So that is a really quick fire, I'm running out of time, for you to be able to get a task and see it all the way through and make sure you get it done. Now, if you want a copy of this massive action plan, I'll put a link somewhere as usual below, or wherever you're watching this, there'll be a link somewhere. You can go and get it, follow through. You can rewatch this video, download that. And yeah, we'll see you next time, guys. See you next Thursday.